Welcome back to my garden. Today I'm going to be picking a lot of little cherry tomatoes, and I'm going to be picking some things and making a delicious curry. Now, I did not make up this recipe. This is what I'm testing from the New York Times. And it is supposed to be a nice curry made with tomatoes and chickpeas. And I just happen to have all the ingredients in my garden, so I'm just going to go ahead and make it. This is a really nice recipe that is in the New York Times Cooking App that I have. I love that and would recommend it. For this recipe, I need cherry tomatoes. Just so happens that I have cherry tomatoes everywhere. Now, these are all volunteers that came up, and I just let them. These, I have no idea what variety they are. All I can tell you is that they taste really good. The recipe calls for 1 cup of cherry tomatoes, but I'm going to double the recipe because I have family here I'm cooking for today, which is always a wonderful thing. So yesterday I was in this pumpkin patch looking for squash bugs, which I found in abundance. And I noticed that there were cherry tomatoes growing down here. I didn't know there was a cherry tomato plant that planted itself, but it did. So I'm going to pick them here. This is another self-planted patch of tomatoes, and I've just been neglecting them. They're just growing all over the place. I guess we'll just call this the wild part of the garden. Back in this area, it's a jungly sort of tomato zone, but I have planted here some really great cherry tomatoes. They're called purple bumblebees, and I'm going to have to maneuver myself back in to be able to not squish the vine. All right. Ooh, and I see a stink bug right there, just like that. These are a really fantastic variety. I actually love to dry these, sun dry these. This is easily enough tomatoes for this recipe. So I've got my purple bumblebees. Let me show you. They're sort of bigger cherry tomatoes, and they're kind of meaty. Then I have more, these are the Illinois Star. And then I have some of the little, I think these are Matt's Wild things that have just seeded. So I also need to pick some basil for this recipe. So let's go ahead and do that too. Got basil. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you're well. Happy cooking, happy gardening. Bye.